be connecting a wireless controller to your Anbernic RG35XX Plus. You can use an Xbox controller. It just has to be the newer models that have Bluetooth capability. And there's some of the specs. Okay, so make sure you see. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna want to do is go to settings. Okay. Once you're in settings, you're gonna want to go down to network. And from network settings, you're gonna go to Bluetooth settings. From there, you're gonna go to enable Bluetooth, and you would power on your device, but mine is already connected. So, but I'm gonna go through the steps for you. You will go to search, and then you will hit scan to scan your Bluetooth device. Now it'll take a little 5 to 10 seconds. You will see my phone pop up. You can use your phone as a controller. Also, you can connect more than 2 controllers to this device. If you wanted to play like a 4-player game, you can all play on this. I think you can connect up to like 10 controllers. So you see wireless controller. So I'm gonna power on my PS4 controller, and it already connected because you see the controller symbol. So now I'm going to be using the controller. So you can map the buttons from this settings. It's down here, buttons custom. Now don't do local button customs, because that's configuring the Anbernic device itself. You're going to want to go to joystick buttons custom, and then you should see your wireless device or your other devices. You'll be able to map them from here. So it's like a cheat code. You'll put in which buttons you want. Now I'm gonna actually change a button to see if it saves my settings, and when I load up the game, I'll change the A. I'm gonna change the B. I'm gonna keep that the same. It kind of acts kind of slow sometimes. That's why I map it in the game. Okay. Okay, I got my buttons mapped. Now let's go to the game and see if it saves my button mapping. If not, I'll show you where to map it on here. Now this is a PSP game, so you have to make sure you're mapping it to a PSP. So using a controller, you're only going to be able to use one analog, so only either your left or right. All that, just want to see if this is going to save my settings.
Listen, if plans change, I'll let you know.
Instead of circle, I should be able to punch with square. Okay, no, it did not save my settings. So you can map your buttons from the main menu, but depending on what game you are going to play, RetroArch or PSP game, you probably going to need to reset. So let me just double check. Okay, yeah, it did not. So I should be able to drive with R2. So let's fix that. Go over the settings, controls, control mapping, map everything up, just make sure everything else is good. Now I want X to be R2. So what I need to do is, what you're going to need to do if you want to make different buttons, different places, is turn on enable combo mapping, which is you'll get a message like this when you don't try to pick the right button. And all you need to do is go right here, right next to the X. So now when I do it, it's no problem. Now I had square as L2, but it didn't reverse. He could still jump, but he couldn't reverse. So I'm gonna put that back as a square. So you just gotta watch for certain buttons that might not register when you adjust them. Now, if you didn't enable combo mappings, you would have got the message right here when you were mapping your analog. It would have popped up right on the analog part. But since I didn't enable it, it was no problem. Now, all this stuff, I'm still figuring out. So, in the meantime, just leave it alone. And let's see if that works. Okay. As you can see, I'm driving with the trigger and not X like you would on the PSP. Now all I need to do is see if the shooting is good. And my shit just died. But I'm pretty sure it's good. Now, if you're trying to set up or play the game and your stuff is like going all over the place in different areas that you did not set it, you may have an internet issue, like your internet is going in and out. So just check or go to the home menu and make sure your Wi-Fi logo doesn't have that yellow triangle. And another thing, if you mess up your configuration and let's say, I don't know, you have your confirm as L1 or R1 and you can't, you're messing up, you're hitting back and going, it's just going all over the place. You should see somewhere right here, it should say delete game configuration right in here. And that will just wipe out all your mappings. Or you can go to where I showed you the network settings was, and you'll see something that says clearing record. And in there, it'll have something that says delete PSP configuration, and it'll wipe it all out. Okay, so when you load up your RetroArch game, you're gonna notice your controller is not working or it's not connected. So this is what you're gonna do. You'll go to the menu, you're gonna go to settings, then you'll go to input, then you're gonna go to retro pad binds, port 1. You're gonna change the device index to the wireless controller you're using, and then you should be in control at that point. Now under that, there's something called device reservation type. Mine is set to preferred. That basically means that my specific device is present, which is this controller, this PS4 controller, and it will be assigned to this port. Now, reserved is no other controller can join. Can be in this port. That's if I have it reserved. And then there's another option called reserve device for this player. So that means the controller will be only for this player that reserved this. And down here we got set all controls. You map all your controls. It goes through, it counts like to 3 seconds. It's a better mapping than the main menu in the PSP one, because if you mess up, you can just time out and just redo it. So if you hit right and you're supposed to go left, you just wait 3 seconds. I'll show that. And then you have reset default controls, like, because down here you can manually map. So let's say you just messed up so many and you just don't want to go through it all, you just hit reset default controls. It resets everything. And last, you have the save controller, the profile. So I wouldn't recommend this unless you really are confident in your mapping and you got all the buttons where you want them to be. Other than that, yeah, I'll just keep doing it manual by because you're gonna be swapping different games. I'm not sure if Retro Arc saves your mappings, but if they do, if this saves it for every Retro Arc game, you're gonna have to come in here and manually change some game, because you're not gonna be able to use the same button layout for every game. So let's set all controls, see how that goes. So it counts to 3 seconds. If you're too slow, timeout. So, and you can set these however you want. You don't have to go by what button it tells you to do. And be careful hitting L2 and R2, because if you hit it too hard, it will register as R3 or L3. And you'll know you hit it too hard because you'll see it pop up and it'll skip over one. Like, you'll hit R2 too hard and then it'll be like, all right, click L3. If it never said R3, then that means that you hit it too hard and it registered as a R3 or L3. Now, I did mess up one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and manually do it. Make sure. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay, it works. So if you know anything about Crazy Taxi, you know it's just right trigger, left trigger to brake, right trigger to gas, left stick to steer, and then you have your two buttons to switch from reverse to drive, and them are these. That's also how you're supposed to drift on here. So you do a lot of interactive with them two drive and reverse buttons. So to me, it's kind of a hassle. So let's see if we can swap those around, because if I gotta bounce both of my fingers back and forth, I might as well just tap some triggers and drift way easier. So where is it at? Yeah. So we're gonna put B as L2, A as R2, and then we gotta go to L2 and make that A, and make R2 B. Now let's see if it works. Okay, as you can see, I am accelerating with circle now. And now I can drift a lot easier. Now, fortunately, you don't need to do this for this game, because this game does have an option where you can swap controller layout to this option. So I was just doing that to show you, to see if it will work. See if it will work.